Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mark, senior editor of Spantacular.com. Right now, we're looking at the OnLive Microconsole, and we're going to talk about what it has to offer and just some thoughts of if this is actually a game changer in the home console PC gaming market. So we're going to talk about it, take a physical tour of the hardware. So let's jump on in. As you can see, this is the OnLive Microconsole. It's very simple and straightforward. There's your HDMI for connecting to a television or a monitor. Proprietary audio video port. For those of you who don't have HDMI, this will connect component cables to your television set. There's an audio port there. Optical audio right there. Ethernet for hooking up with the router or modem. And there's your power for connecting it to the wall. You got two USB ports in the front. That's a on and off button right there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the micro console is straightforward. Let's take a look at the controller. We're going to move this over for the time being. Go here. Now, for those of you looking at this, this may look a lot like a Xbox 360 controller. It does have a strong resemblance, but there are some differences. As you can see, both thumbsticks are right next to each other, kind of similar to that of a PlayStation 3 controller. The D-pad is very much similar to a PS3 controller. However, you've got the left bumper, right bumper, and the same trigger configuration of an Xbox 360 controller. Plus, the undercarriage is very, very similar to an Xbox 360 controller. It feels really sturdy. These are really nice. I was actually pleasantly surprised using this controller. Another additional feature to it is the ability to rewind, record, play and fast forward, and control your gameplay footage. That's for part of their service has a feature what they call brag clips, to where you can record gameplay. So if you're playing a multiplayer match and you get an amazing kill and it's like, oh, I need to show this to somebody, you can actually record it and you can send it. So it's pretty neat. You can kind of trash talk a little bit. The micro console is set to support 4 wireless controllers. It does support a few third-party controllers natively. That's listed on the OnLive website, as well as wireless Xbox 360 controllers via the PC adapter that you use for connecting one to a PC. So, with that said, I'm going to talk about the service, what it has to offer, and if I think it's a game changer or not, or what it's really all about. So here's the thing. OnLive, for those of you who don't know, it's a new startup company. They have a couple of ways you can use and access their service. The microconsole is their latest version of what you can, how you can access it. Basically, use this thing to connect to your television or capable monitor, and it streams the games directly to your home. So there's no physical media, there's no purchasing discs or anything like that. It's that whole cloud system type thing. Now, personally, I think it's a fantastic idea, but I went in with my reserves about it, or reservations about it, because the thing is, for those of you who are gamers and you're watching this, you think, well, hey, I play on Xbox Live, I play on the PlayStation Network, I pay for Xbox Live, and I experience lag while I'm playing on a so-called premium pay service. So if I'm getting that in multiplayer, how are you going to stream a game to me without me getting hiccups and lag? Well, I'm glad to say this. So far, in my experience with this service and using this micro console, I haven't experienced any lag or anything like that. Gameplay was rather smooth, surprisingly smooth. And it just kind of wowed me that the technology involved in this. The server tech must be amazing to be able to pull this off as smooth as it does. Now, OnLive does require that you have a minimal 3 megabit per second internet connection. It's recommended that you have a 5 megabit per second connection to use the service. It does not support wireless at this time. It's not recommended you use a wireless connection. I personally have a high-end connection, so it worked without a hiccup for me. Your television size can't affect that. So of course, the bigger the set, the better the connection you need. But if you're gaming on, say, a 40-inch screen, 5 megabits should be sufficient for it. So about the user interface with OnLive, it works pretty well. It's really simple. It's kind of like a slider. So it's like you launch, everything starts up, and then the user menu just kind of goes down. It's just a scrolling menu, and your games are right there to where it has a rating for the games via Metacritic. I don't know if you're familiar with Metacritic, but basically it's an averaged out score generated by the reviews from different critics across the, from publications such as the internet and print and stuff like that. So you can pick from the games that way and slide down and select, and you've got 3 options. You can either purchase or order a play pass, which is where you buy the game. You can do a rent, where I believe it was $5.99 to rent the game for about 5 to 6 days, which is comparable to that of an actual video store or Blockbuster or anything like that. And you have a trial period, which is a 30-minute demo. Now, one thing I thought was really neat is their demo is the full game. So it's not restricted like a demo that you would get from Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. You get a 30-minute time limit to play the full game, and including multiplayer. So that was a really, really nice touch. So you really know what you're getting. In regards to what you're getting, their game selection is pretty nice. It's not as current as some of the games that you might know if you have a PS3, PC, or 360. But the game list is pretty decent. I mean, some of the games I played: Batman: Arkham Asylum, NBA 2K11, Unreal Tournament. There's a huge variety of games there. They're more modern games, but that is one of the drawbacks of the service. You don't have same-day releases just yet for some titles. Like, for example, if you're looking to play Black Ops, you're going to have to get that on a PC, Xbox, or a PS3 because OnLive doesn't have it. Now, who's to say that won't happen in the future? But same-day releases for big titles like that's going to be something that's going to be important in pushing this thing into the mainstream and really making it a success. Another thing is the price point of the games. The fact that you don't physically own the media, you have like kind of like a virtual digital copy. It's kind of weird for some, but the fact that all your games are on this, or on their cloud, so it's like a gift and a curse. You can take this thing. This can fit in your pocket easily. I mean, it's really small. I mean, look, see. But the thought of if I want to take my games over to a buddy's house, I can take all my games by taking this over there. We can play them all, have a good old time. But the drawback is, say I want to let my friend borrow a game. I'm not going to give him this because all my games are on this or streaming through this. So it's kind of like a gift and a curse. You can take everything with you, but sharing, and that's kind of a drawback. A lot of gamers, a lot of people tend to share games with their friends and let people borrow stuff. You're not going to really be able to do that much with this. Another thing is, physical media gives you options to, if you grow tired of a game, if you beat it every which way, gotten all your achievements and trophies and everything like that, you may be tired of a game and say, you know what, let me trade it in while it has some value to it. You can't trade your games in with this. So you're going to end up having an archive of games. If you're a Madden fan or NBA 2K fan, you're going to have the whole library just sitting there. And that's kind of a bummer there. The games are full price, so that's kind of something I thought was a little odd, because when you print games on Blu-rays or DVDs, there are different costs that come with that, and for manufacturing and just production, I'd imagine that the games could be a little bit cheaper. In order to make this a real game changer, I'd say you want to bring the price down maybe about 15 to 20 bucks. So for example, if you can get Madden, or we'll use a fanboy game right now. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but we'll say a game like Call of Duty. And I'm not trying to badmouth Call of Duty people, but it's just a really mainstream game right now. If you can get Call of Duty Black Ops for 40 bucks via this service, and you can play it online with people, chat, have competitive leaderboards and all that stuff. And the service offers all that, and you're going to get it in HD running at its best possible setup. It sounds a lot more tempting to pay $40 for it opposed to paying $60 for it, and whatever your taxes are. So you're going to pay $65 or more for the game. So that would be an improvement for them. That's something they may want to consider. I mean, I don't know how the technicalities and the expenses work, but I'd like to see a reduction in the pricing of the media. Speaking of media, the fact that this platform is strictly about gaming. You're not going to get multimedia experience from one of these. That's not going to happen. There's no music, there's no videos or anything like that. Perhaps if the service catches on, maybe they'll partner with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or some place that has a video streaming service, which would be a really nice touch because that makes this more of a seller. Speaking of selling, I haven't even mentioned the price of this thing. Right now they're selling it for $99 along with the game. That's their current promotion. What you get is the console, the controller. It ships with the Ethernet cable, HDMI, and just the AC adapter. So that's pretty much the standard stuff. But media, if that's not your thing, you're really focused on gaming, and a $300 Xbox or PS3 might be out of your price range, and you're up. If you've got a solid internet connection, this is something to consider. I mean, the gameplay was really smooth. Everything looked well, and I mean, everything was pretty nice. Another neat thing is the way the community works. To have a setup where you can block this, but people can watch you play and view your playing. Your friends can view it, and other people can just randomly chime in and kind of view your gaming experience, and you can view theirs. So they're really trying to focus on making this interactive and immersing you in the experience of their service. It's a nice touch. It's something unique, so that's a good thing. But in order to really make this catch on, I think the key things is driving the price down of the media, adding some type of multimedia addition to it, be it music, Slacker Radio, Lost FM, something, or Last FM, something that'll add more than gaming. Also, if they can add achievements or trophies or something, some kind of comparable experience, because some people really hunt achievements and trophies, and that's a big deal for some gamers out there. So, I mean, those are the few things that I feel like a setback. But could this be a possible game changer? Yes. Can I see this service getting acquired by a larger place like a Microsoft or a Sony or an Apple? Absolutely. The technology is impressive. It works very well, and I mean, it'll surprise you. So with that said, I'm going to get ready to close this thing out. If you have any questions or anything that you feel I might have missed, or you just want to know about the service or more about the hardware, feel free to ask a question, and I'll be glad to address that. And with that said, this is Mark, Senior Editor of SpanTechnically.com. Thanks for stopping by.